Hello and welcome to the Indie Mind video review for Smooth Operators Call Center Chaos on the Xbox 360. This indie title comes from developer Andreas Heydeck Games and was released as part of the 2012 Indie Games Uprising event. Smooth Operators puts you, the player, in the role of building up and maintaining a call center of support techs and telemarketers. And while the premise may not sound all that interesting, the game actually is a lot of fun. Smooth Operators is very much a simulation game. You start with a bankroll of money and a single call center contract that you must fulfill on a daily basis. In order to do that, you need to build the appropriate buildings and hire the right phone operators to handle specific breakdown of call center needs. Some employees will take inbound calls, some will be telemarketers making outbound calls, etc., etc. You also need to hire staff to support those employees that are on the phones all day. You'll need IT staff to fix their computers, janitors to clean up at night, and coaches to keep employees happy and motivated. You can hire account managers to earn new contracts and improve existing ones. You can get HR to help you get your employees working longer days. And you hire project managers to help open up improvements to your business. These can include new technologies to make things more efficient and removing some of the building size restrictions. So as you can see, there's a lot to deal with in running your business. You're basically crafting a self-supporting business ecosystem by figuring out the proper balance of buildings, employees, and schedules. And all the while, you're trying to earn money from your phone operators in order to pay for all these things. In our recent interview with Andreas Heydeck, he explicitly stated that Sim Tower was a strong inspiration for this game, and I think that's readily apparent by the visual style. I also see a lot of similarities between this game and two games from iOS developer Nimblebit, those titles being Tiny Tower and Pocket Planes, which I know a lot of people have played. I think the biggest difference between Smooth Operators and those Nimblebit titles is the depth of control that you have over the game. In Smooth Operators, you can control the efficiency of the average workday for your employees by ensuring that you have cafeterias and restrooms closer to the workers so that they spend less time traveling and more time working. You can also modify every employee's individual work schedule so that you can ensure that everyone's not trying to go to lunch at the same time, or that you have enough IT staff on hand to fix the real influx of computers that happen to break down throughout the entire day. And you can also control transportation within the building. Employees need to get from one area to another throughout the day, and making sure that that process is efficient by removing overcrowding conditions is really a key to making sure that your employees are working instead of standing around waiting for an elevator to arrive at their floor. Improving those transportation conditions also keeps the employees from getting frustrated and angry at their job and eventually quitting. Everything you build and the employees you hire are capable of being upgraded at an additional cost, so it's really up to you to decide where you really need to make some improvements. If your employees aren't taking enough inbound calls, maybe it's a smarter investment to upgrade your existing operators with improved skills rather than hire on new employees. The other nice alternative is that you don't have to put in that kind of time investment if you don't want to. If you'd rather just build and hire, you can do that as well. You can adjust the speed of the game clock to blur through the workday and see how your choices played out. I really feel like having these two options of playstyles allows the game to appeal to both casual gamers and those who like to feel more invested in their games. It's not all sunshine and roses though. There's one area where Smooth Operators falters, and that is the endgame. While the early game can be a bit of a struggle at times to keep your employees happy and not quitting on you, eventually you'll be able to buy your way towards overcoming the deficiencies in both the physical building and your business in general. Once you work past kinks like having enough transportation options in the building, the game can pretty much run itself. At that point, you're just watching the cash roll in and periodically adding new buildings to support any new contracts you may be earning. At that point, there's really no challenge left other than trying to achieve some of the in-game objectives. These are basically Smooth Operators' take on Xbox achievements. While this lack of things to do later in the game is a bit of a disappointment, by that point I think players will have likely gotten back more on their return of investment than they originally anticipated. Long story short, for 80 Microsoft points, Smooth Operators is well more than worth the price. There's a real addictive nature to the gameplay and working through those early growing business pains that I consistently felt the urge to come back and continue playing. In fact, I really had to force myself at one point to stop playing and just get on with the review. Between the addictive gameplay and the charming presentation style, I'd easily recommend Smooth Operators, despite some of the late game problems. And I ended up giving it a score of 4 out of a possible 5 points. Smooth Operators is currently available in the Xbox Live Marketplace. Thanks for watching our video review of Smooth Operators on the Xbox 360. For more indie news, reviews, and interviews, be sure to check out theindiemind.com.